What's up, guys? Hope you guys can hear me well. I'm using my earbud, but in today's video we're going to be going over, it's going to be calibration time. I usually take once a month to go through, calibrate the equipment, make sure everything's running great. Brand new heads on the surface cleaner, so I need to make sure that there's no leaks, nothing like that is a bug in the way. And I'm also going to be sharing with you the best #1 tool that you need to have on your guys' trucks or cars, whatever you're starting out of. But without this tool, you might as well not even boot it up. It's just such a pain. It makes everything easier, makes you more efficient on the jobs. This tool is a must-see. Stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and get everything hooked up. You can just see all my tools. I just throw all the ladders over there. Here's everything you need. This will make you 10 grand a month. It don't look like much, but it'll make you some money. This is a must-have if you're going to do calibration. You need to know how much PSI you're pushing. Your goal should be, you don't want to be pushing 4,000 all the time, okay? You're going to damage a lot of stuff. 3,000 PSI, 3,200 PSI is plenty, so I actually turned my pressure washer down a little bit because it's that 4-gallon, it's like 4,000 PSI. But I actually turn it down a little bit to where I'm hovering right around the 3 just to be safe. And if I need more pressure, I can always turn it up. Once you damage something, there's no going back. All right, the next thing you're gonna need, and I go through a lot of these, okay? And look how hot it is outside. I need a haircut. Freaking hot. All right, so I go through a lot of these ball valves. I go through a lot of them. They're DN10s. They're brass. I think it's covered. I don't think they make the stainless steel anymore. But I go through a lot of these, and this is why, okay? I lose the nuts and everything and all that stuff. Here's one that I just made a video of, and I'm actually going to be just putting this in the truck as a backup. But now this bad boy, if I could go back and start all over, I wish these were out when I started, but they're a relatively recent invention, if you will. The Cadillac of ball valves, the Mercedes of the ball valve world. Check this monster out. The Corvettes of the car guy world. Look at that. Look at that. DN10 ball valve. It has a swivel built in. Look at that. I got this from Southeast Soft Wash. They make very good equipment, no matter if you agree with what they say, whatever. They're the best of the best. As of right now, in my opinion, you know, they're the best of the best in terms of quality, longevity of things you buy from them. They're probably the best on the market at the moment in time, 2024. So Yamamoto makes these guns and they advertise it as having a swivel, but what I noticed using this more and more in the field, anytime you're on the gun, this isn't going to move at all. It will lock up and stay still. Until you let off, then it's going to swivel, okay? That's what I've noticed the more and more I've used it. It's still a good gun, but I want something that as I am going, so let's put this bad boy on here. As I'm going, you know, when I'm off pressure, that's fine. That can be turning all of it. When I'm on pressure, actually on the gun, and I'm spraying, this swivel built into the ball valve here, that comes from Southeast Soft Wash, not this swivel. This one will still move under pressure, right? So as I'm going, instead of like having to let off, let this thing work itself out, get back on pressure, this ball valve is going to continue to move, okay? And I'll just be spraying and it'll be moving as I spray, right? See that? Okay? This one will not do that. This is going to lock in place while under pressure. Okay, so that is the #1 must-have tool on your truck, on your rig, is a ball valve with a swivel on it at the gun. Like, you want the ball valve right before the gun. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. We're gonna go back out here, and I'm probably gonna turn on like a time lapse or something. I can go through the rest of my tools if you want me to. Obviously you got your X-Jet, and this is one that I started with. I have beat this thing to death. Look how furred that is, where it's like rubbed the ground some maybe, and just like, I have used this thing to death. It's going on its 4th full year, this right here. And this is, I got it off Amazon back in the day, man. Still going strong. Whenever I get another one, it will probably not have this that you can pull through. It's going to just be straight, and then have a shooter tip, the tooth tip, the X-Jet or the M5 twist and the shooter tip combo. That's probably going to be my next setup here. But as of right now, man, I use this to rinse, and it's a monster. Gosh almighty, I didn't realize how beat up that was. Golly. Okay, let's go out there. Let's start everything up. We're going to be calibrating. You want to know exactly how much you're shooting, you can get these off Amazon. It doesn't have to be a fancy one or anything like that. This one is, I'll try to link as much stuff as I can. This is M Mingle. They're pretty cheap, I think. You need a pressure gauge of any kind, as long as it can handle up to a lot of pressure. This one can handle up to 6,000 PSI, so there's no danger to me measuring my PSI with this. Okay, let's go back outside. Let's get started measuring everything. I'm gonna measure my PSI on the gun, and I'm gonna measure my PSI on the surface cleaner. And then my back patio, half of it, I did not seal. We're gonna go ahead and clean it, because I'm probably gonna get some Super Seal from Southeast Soft Wash to try out, instead of what I was using before that I had a ton of trouble with getting down, had to wait a full day, then come back and make sure it was completely covered. It's just a whole process. So I'm gonna try their seal next, and we're gonna clean today and then get some Super Seal and seal the other half of the concrete. Okay. Through the rest of the tools here, we have a turbo nozzle. Makes it really easy to clean the sides of concrete and in tight areas that you won't be able to fit your surface cleaner into. You got a J-rod of any type. This is a Southeast Soft Wash shooter tip I've had for 3-4 years. Still going strong. And then you've got your degree tips. This one also came from there, I'm pretty sure. You've got the number 1 tool that is a must-have, is a ball valve with a swivel on it from Southeast Soft Wash. You've got a lance for those guys that like lances. Any lance, I guess, will do. I just got this, I think, from Amazon at one point in time. I use it for the turbo nozzle. Yeah. Obviously, you got what we talked about inside, the M5 twist. Super, super handy. Every pressure washing truck needs one. And then you've got your guns. As long as you get a gun that has relatively low pull, it'll be all right. But this one, you have to pull farther. This is my first ever pressure washing gun. This one, it's less pull. I'll probably be upgrading soon. And you're gonna need, obviously, a pressure gauge and a downstream injector, depending on your gallon per minute. All right, I'm gonna get everything booted up here, and we're gonna start testing the pressure and wash that half of the concrete slab. When you're putting the pressure gauge on, make sure it comes before the ball valve. It's gonna be in line just like this. So even when you have the ball valve shut off, you can see how much pressure is built up after shutting it off. Okay, so once you shut this off, you'll be able to read your pressure. Way too high. See that? It's like 4,500. But now it's a tad bit too low, so I'm gonna put that regulator up a little bit. Now we're right on the money at 3K. I'm gonna bump it up just a tad bit more. That's all you need right there.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you
Here's why the ball valve is the must-have tool. Watch this. I need to change over the gun. Instead of having to turn off the machine and do that.
wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative.
That's why you need a ball valve from Southeast Soft Wash with the swivel on it. You see how easy it was for me to rinse there? I was able to turn my wrist and just do that. I didn't have to do the motion like this, like swinging. I'm just so used to doing that. It's just, I'm used to it. But another thing is carpal tunnel. Okay, my wrist, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's cracking. I have bad carpal tunnel. So to counteract that and to save my wrist, you need a swivel on your gun or whatever you're using. You need it to be able to move freely without you having to bend your wrist or keep it straight for a long time, especially if you're starting to develop carpal tunnel. Very serious, it hurts very bad. You have to do stretches for it if you get it. And I have a pretty severe case. Stainless steel ball valve from Southeast Soft Wash, #1 tool on the truck. I'm freaking sweating. I'm gonna wrap everything up out here and I'm gonna go to the hospital where, little announcement, we're gonna be having a son. It'll be my first child. I've been with her, today makes 9 years. We've been together 9 years. Pretty wild, man. And you want to talk about motivation to succeed in your business or anything in life? Have a kid, or going to be have a kid. There has been a motivation since I found out that we were pregnant that I never knew existed. Like, I thought I was motivated before. Now it's like you could put a wall in front of me, and I'm gonna go through that wall. Man, hand got dirty, but I'm gonna go through that wall. Squirrel. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Mondays, I try not to schedule anything on Mondays. Those are my days off, if you consider them days off. Now, if I get completely booked out, I will book stuff like commercial stuff on Monday. Speaking of which, I have to give a commercial quote to an Advanced Auto Store right after this is over with, before I go to the hospital. But anyway, that's why I was checking my pressure, checking the new heads. I'll tell you what, guys, brand new heads on your surface cleaner is magnifico. You know what I'm saying? I was just checking, calibrating everything, because when I go to clean this Advanced Auto Store's concrete, I want to make sure everything's fine-tuned in. I know exactly what I'm pushing, the exact PSI, make sure everything's working correctly. That way, he'll use me for years to come, you know what I mean, and as I upgrade equipment. So let me know if you have video ideas below. I do have a school page you can join. There's a free course, step-by-step guide that's going to be going away on my YouTube channel, and it's going to live probably on our school page. If you want access to that, it tells you step-by-step how to get started for the brand new guy. It's eventually going to go behind a paywall, because you could literally do the steps in that video, go out, and you could land a $300 to $500 house wash just like that after doing those steps. So see you next time. Hit the link in the comments. I'll try to link all the equipment below as well, especially the #1 tool on my truck, which is the ball valve swivel combo for my wrist from Southeast Soft Wash. All right, peace.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.